So the teams begin to line up here in this U15 boys final in the Region 2 for a chance to go on to Nationals in July. It's the Des Moines Menace Red against Sporting Kansas City. Hello, everybody. Alongside producer Ryan Keselowski, I'm Connor Runyon here with the Tour Bow Sports Group here in this final day of the Region 2 action here in Appleton, Wisconsin. It features Des Moines 4-0-0 and Sporting Kansas City also 4-0-0 here in this championship matchup. First, we'd like to thank our sponsors: Capri Sun, Kohl's, Liberty Mutual, Mango, Nestle, Nike, Olive Garden, NSCAA, Sports Authority, and Wilson. Both of these two teams looking to improve to 5-0 and move on to the Nationals in Tulsa, Oklahoma, as the road to Oklahoma ends here today in Appleton, Wisconsin. Both of these teams arriving on Friday, playing games on Saturday, Sunday, Monday, and then a semifinal yesterday. And then the final here today to decide who goes on to the Nationals. A team that's very familiar with this spotlight, Sporting Kansas City against Des Moines, that has never been to the Nationals before. So it's really a matchup of the haves versus the have-nots. As you see the teams lining up right now, starters being introduced, meeting the head referees and the assistant referees, and teams shaking hands before they get ready to decide who is the champion of Region 2. Region 2 comprised of 14 states, 16 teams in this regional, 14 state cup champions, and 2 berths given out through league play in the league. As Sporting Kansas City had the opportunity to play in the National League this year against some of the country's best. Des Moines playing in the MRL, the Midwest Regional League. As you see both teams huddled up. The head coaches for both teams, Sporting Kansas City, is led by John Perry, and the Des Moines Menace Red, they're led by Tomas Boltnar. It's Des Moines Menace Red in the red, and Sporting Kansas City in the kits with the navy shorts. Both coaches exchanging pleasantries near midfield. And we're about set to go here in this Region 2 championship at the U15 boys level. Going left to right is Sporting Kansas City in half number 1. And right to left is the Des Moines Menace Red. To be along with you here on the U.S. Youth Soccer live stream of this title game. As the road to the national championship carries on here today. You get an early look at Julius Cooper up top for Des Moines. A very dangerous player. Scored a goal yesterday. Long. Des Moines went up. Final 1-0 in the first half and struck quickly off a throw. A flick on from Cooper. As here's an early opportunity for Hoyt. And it's shoved out of there by Reese out of the back line for Sporting KC. The keepers today for Des Moines, Jacob Velez. Back in net for Sporting Kansas City is Alex Brown. A dramatic victory for Sporting KC to reach this championship matchup. Sporting KC was forced to go into penalty kicks where they defeated Ohio 3-2. Rather, it was 3-1 in penalty kicks. The overall score in that one, 3-2. Sporting KC cruised in the first half of that match. Led 2-0 at the break. And then a furious press from Ohio, which featured 4 forwards. That's when I said a furious press. 4 forwards for Ohio. Allowed them to get back even, force extra time. The equalizer came in the 90th minute, about 10 seconds before the final whistle.
Hey, zoom out a little bit more. There you go. Like that if you can.
Sporting Kansas City, obviously the affiliate of the Major League Soccer Club. Afforded the opportunity to groom these players in the academy and utilize the homegrown clause. That homegrown clause authored in 2006. Sporting KC, the academy has been around since 2007, shortly after the new homegrown rules in the MLS. As the first opportunity out of the corner today for Des Moines. Tavera making a nice run there, as he's a very aggressive player. Came on late in the second half yesterday, so he's part of the starting 11 today. Checking to it is Fernandez. Back for Tavera, low strike. Cooper in the vicinity, but it's scooped up by Brown. Duke on the throw for Sporting KC. The two men up top for Des Moines Menace Red, Payne Hoyt and Julius Cooper. Very dangerous combination. Cooper, a nice mix of power and speed. Very strong on the ball. And Hoyt, a lanky forward, utilizes his foot skills and his quickness to get chances on net. You'll likely hear from them a lot today, challenging Alex Brown in net for Sporting Kansas City. Duke, a sliding challenge there is won by Yankee. Sporting Kansas City went 4-3 in the National League this year. Beat the Kansas Rush to win the State Cup. Both of these teams, with their berth into the regional final, have a chance to play in the National League next season. Be a great challenge for both of these groups, traveling around the country, seeing some of the nation's best teams. As John Perry, the head coach for Sporting KC, talked about the challenge of in that National League. It really tested his team's physicality. They played in the league 2 years ago and were really roughed up. But this year, much more physically fit in answering the challenge of playing in the National League. It's flicked on for Rugova. Speaking of dangerous attackmen, Rugova has been as dangerous as they come in this regional. Leads Region 2 with 7 goals here on this week. Had a hat trick in the opening round in the group stage. They really set the tone for what would likely be a Golden Boot Award in his name if Sporting Kansas City does reign victorious here today. Played down the line for Kikia. Another one of those guys up top that can cause some problems for the back line of Des Moines. You see him here. Kikia running on. And it's out for a throw. Mentioned that if Sporting Kansas City does win here today, likely the Golden Boot Award winner. Abdou Kikia was the recipient of that award last year when he led the region 6. The throw awarded to Des Moines. Klein plays a through ball. Here's Inez. And it's just softly lofted toward the where Velez clears the line. A very scrappy second half by the back line of the Des Moines Menace Red yesterday in the semifinal win over Indiana. Several chances for the team from Elkhart, Indiana. Ultimately a 2-0 win for Des Moines. But if Indiana was able to finish their chances, hit the post several times, it's likely Indiana and not Des Moines here in the final today. But credit that back line. Credit Velez in net for persevering. A tackle won by Inez. The attacking third. Here's Montalvo. Here's Kikia. Kikia playing very physical. Inez crosses in the box, and it's cleared out of there. Kikia tries the back post. There's Rugova. Rugova shielded off nicely by Whitman. Whitman was sensational yesterday before being subbed off. In about the 65th minute. A very aggressive defender yesterday. I'd venture to say he was the best defender on the field. Inez attempts to slide it in for Rugova. Duke has it taken away. Here's Yankee. Plays down the line for Fernandez. Everything up top runs through Cooper. Fernandez on Duke. Looking for an angle to cross, and it's taken away. Rugova with space. The through ball. Able to find Kikia. Inez to Visconti. Visconti with speed, one of the most versatile players on this team. And in for a goal kick as Klein got a sliding boot on it, but not able to stuff it home. Klein with a good run there. Visconti, you saw him turn on the Jets left flank. Klein just missed the first tally for Sporting KC. Knox volleys it out of the air. Inez for Sporting KC, challenging in the midfield. Gets knocked down. And Yankee on the counter for Des Moines. Duke on the tackle. Rugova with a long touch down the sideline for Kikia. He can't, as Meza is defending. Back post cross from Kikia. Inez, it's cleared by Meza. And a goal kick as it's deflected off the shin guard of Inez. The matchup we're highlighting today is up top with the Sporting KC against that back line of Des Moines. Mentioned the danger that Kikia and Rugova possess as attackers. They're up against two stellar center defenders in Adnan Husic and Alex Meza. Saw Meza there on the clearance to force the goal kick. Rugova with time, gaining steam. Rugova with a rip, and right into the lap of Velez. They saw it there on the run by Rugova. The foot skills, the tight touch that he possesses. Meza, the captain of that back line. And a free kick awarded as Hoyt is challenged by Knox. Game one for Des Moines. Similar to their semifinal yesterday, a 2-0 result. Goals much more difficult to come by, but great defending from the back line as we're going through the middle third here. Tackle won by Meza. In the second game in this regional here for Des Moines, the attack was on full display. 9 goals. They defeated North Dakota 9-3. Out of the back comes Wood. Wood with a rip, and he scores! Jackson Wood from the 18. 1-0 Sporting KC. Wood with a low strike, able to find the lower corner on that front post. And he comes all the way back from his left back position. And he gives Sporting KC the first tally here in this championship matchup. The goal comes in the 15th minute. And now Des Moines in a hole. Jackson Wood, one of the guys that is called up from the U14 level, playing here in the U15 regional. Talking to John Perry yesterday, he talked about the development of these guys. It's a team that's made up of half of the roster is U15s, half of the roster is U14. So some of those younger guys getting an opportunity to play at the highest level here in the regional and play an age group up. Inez feeds Visconti down the left side. And Visconti offsides. Late to notice it as the head referee, and playing quickly off the free kick is Des Moines. Dontel Gilliard and Kyle Reese, the center backs for Sporting KC. Also a very important matchup today as they look to stymie the attack of Julius Cooper and Payne Hoyt up top for Des Moines. So far, so good. As here's Gilliard over the top, looking for the fullback Duke to run onto it. That's something you'll see a good deal with these fullbacks. Sporting KC, we already saw it with the run that Jackson Wood made for the first brace for Sporting KC. Jackson Wood from left fullback carried the ball into the attacking third, and a nice strike on net for the goal. Similar tactical approach there from Cameron Duke at right back. So really, when you get those fullbacks moving forward for Sporting KC, you can get 7 or 8 guys moving forward. right back, Duke, is the brother of Christian Duke, who once played in the Sporting Kansas City Academy. Was out in San Diego for a little bit. Ultimately didn't have the hours to be picked up as a homegrown player at the MLS level. But he's mentored Duke. His brother Cameron. And big brother Christian now playing in the USL for the Oklahoma City Energy. '15th minute goal by Jackson Wood, the difference so far. It's 1-0 Sporting Kansas City over Des Moines. '19th minute here in the first half. The winner advances on to Tulsa, Oklahoma for the Nationals. Inez dancing around in the corner and cleared nicely by Montalvo. Mentioned that Sporting Kansas City is a mix of U14s, U15s. U15s would technically be part of the class of 2015, the graduating class as far as high school is concerned. But they're without possibly their best players. Yankee is on here on a through ball. But clearing his line is Alex. But probably the best player for Sporting Kansas City at the class of 2018 level is Jalen Lindsay, but he plays up with the U16s. Lindsay up with a U15 U.S. men's national team member. Cameron Duke, the right back, already mentioned him, that he also got men's national team camp invite. Unfortunately did not make the roster, but Cameron, the youngest guy at that camp. So brighter things on the horizon for him, you would imagine. The chance to get great exposure at an academy like Sporting Kansas City. If he continues to perform, the national team will likely come knocking on his door for years to come. The 15th minute goal by Jackson Wood, only the 4th goal allowed in this regional by Des Moines so far, this being their 5th match. And as plays Knox, plenty of space. For Velez, only his 4th goal. So he clears his line, only the allowed in the 5 games that he's been back there between the pipes as the keeper for Des Moines Menace. As John Perry, the manager for Sporting Kansas City, looking to make 2 substitutions at the next dead ball. Here's Rugova. Well, won by Yankee, but it's out for a throw. Substitutions for both teams. It is Ronaldo Enamorado and Jordi Triana Vasquez into the match for Des Moines. And up top for Sporting Kansas City, it's Blake Arndt. Blake Arndt has been substituted in about this point in the first half in every match so far here in the regional. Is also joining him on the pitch off the bench is Jacob Hall, an Overland Park, Kansas native. But armed, a physical body up top. A little bit different than Abdul Kikia and Max Rugova, as those guys are more technical players. Now another substitution is Jimenez in. Inez takes a seat. Jimenez gets his first touch right away, and it's out for another throw for Sporting KC. Continuing to advance down that touch line. John Perry talking with Dontel Gilliard, ordering out instructions. That back line looks to continue to be solid. No true chances yet for Des Moines. The one true chance for Sporting Kansas City. Really a half chance, but Jackson Wood converted anyway in the 15th minute. It's 1-0 Sporting Kansas City. 24th minute here in this championship bout. Knox plays it. Here's Hall. Tackled there by Whitman. Rolls over the byline for a corner. Mentioned Whitman's aggressiveness on full display there. And corner to be taken by Wood. So Wood already in the tally in this one. An opportunity with that back post loaded for Sporting Kansas City. And 6 in the box for the baby blue shirts to set up another scoring chance. Wood's service. A head is on it, but Velez punches it out of there. Ever since that strike by Wood, Sporting Kansas City has really taken over this game, controlling possession. Most of the flow. And that attacking third for Sporting Kansas City. This Des Moines team has never been to nationals. Founded back in 2002. Caught up with Tomas Boltnar, their head coach. As this dumped into the box and cleared out of there by Husic. But talked to head coach Boltnar yesterday, and he talked about the disparity in talent pools for these two clubs. Obviously being in the Kansas City metro region. Plenty of talent to choose from for Sporting Kansas City and John Perry. And the Des Moines, only 3 million people in the entire state of Iowa, much more remote location than Kansas City. Tomas Boltnar said, you know, those guys, the Sporting Kansas City guys, they get to pick from thousands of kids to put on this roster. Whereas in Des Moines, they'll be lucky to get to choose from 50 or 60. The run on for Hall, and Whitman is there to clear. Mike Keon, the substitute for Sporting Kansas City. As Kikia comes off. You might expect that Kikia is one of the leading goal scorers for this Sporting Kansas City team. There might be a drop off when he leaves the pitch. Not to say that there's not, but Mike Keon isn't a huge drop off as he had 3 goals in last year's regional. Plenty capable of striking at any time. Strike there from Klein is wide off to the right. as it is very common with club teams. Not all the players at this level play high school soccer. It's more common with the Des Moines club to see guys play in high school. Most of these guys with the Sporting KC team solely focus on club soccer, but even some of these guys with Des Moines that did play high school soccer, Tomas Boltnar, their head coach, said they predominantly shifted their focus to club this year. It's definitely paid off for them. Themselves here in the Region 2 final. Just into the game is Diaz and Garcia for Des Moines. Garcia in at left back on the throw. Just not much moving forward right now for Des Moines. Klein attempted to play it through for Arndt. Wood in on the tackle as Cooper gives chase. He's been pretty much held at bay so far today. No true opportunities for Cooper yesterday. Really ignited this team, this Des Moines team, in the second half when he scored about 5 minutes into half number 2. Very electric player, emotional player. Some theatrics once he scored too. Cartwheel, finished it off with a backflip. Receives and plays back through the midfield. When you see him up top for Sporting KC, he won't press quite as high as when you see Kikia and Rugova in the game. So he likes to come back and support defensively a little bit more than the other strikers on the Sporting KC teams. You see him behind the ball here. All 11 men behind the ball for Sporting Kansas City. So they lead 1-0. Approaching halftime here in this championship match. 31st minute. About a half an hour elapsed here in this tilt. A set piece just inside midfield here for Des Moines. Can this be the one that gets them moving? Fernandez looked like he had an angle momentarily, but it rolls out for a goal kick. Arndt loses his footing. Just all over Cooper are the central midfielders for the Sporting KC team. In on net here is Hall. Hall with an angle. Saved by Velez. A nice run there by Hall, as Whitman able to angle him toward the front post just in time, but the counterattack is on here. Here's Fernandez. And clearing his line is Brown just before Fernandez can get a strike on the ball. Coach Perry for Sporting Kansas City talked about the little funk that Brown has been in over the past couple weeks, but really gave his team a nice lift in the penalty yesterday. Only allowed 1 goal in 4 chances. It's poked free by Husic. So for the most part, it's been one-way traffic here in half number 1 in favor of Sporting Kansas City. The only real opportunities for Des Moines have been on counterattacks. They've caught Sporting Kansas City a few times deep in the attacking third. They've been able to act that way, but Arndt can't flick it on. Gilliard dumps it down the flank and out for a throw. Coach Perry not happy with that one-touch delivery from Gilliard. Wanted him to and play a better ball. The Sporting Kansas City training regimen is pretty impressive. They train 5 to 6 days a week. Really helps their cohesion. You really see them keeping their shape. Great harmony when this team plays together.
Hey, Johnny, Roman, we're snoozing right now. Come on. Come on,
You wonder at this point in the season, could fatigue be an issue for them? But it hasn't been so far in the regional with their intense training regimen, 5 to 6 days a week. And Coach Perry said that he could sort of feel these guys are somewhat exhausted, but they've been able to persevere and still playing here for a regional final despite training so much. Yesterday, only a factor in the second half, allowed Ohio to get back into the game when KC was as a rip on. From Tavera is blocked. Stamina definitely an issue yesterday in the forefront of the mind of John Perry as he could sense that his guys were tired. They were playing an Ohio team that had only had to in the group stage because of rain on Monday. Sporting KC still played the early game. They're third in the group stage. But Ohio, with fresher legs, John Perry wanted to get several guys substituted in the second half, but he went back with the starters once Ohio made it 2-1. But even with the starters in the game, Ohio was able to equalize and force it into extra time. All going back to that stamina, not only of this week, but also of training so much. Here's Keon. Starting to press now more here toward halftime is the Moines, and out for a corner. Rather saved at the last moment by Reese. Looks like it may trickle over the end line. Here's Arndt. Now Keon. And he's tripped up by Whitman. But no call granted. The referee with both arms outstretched says play on. Cooper running front post, but again Reese with a nice sliding challenge. Now Massimo McGuire into the game for Sporting Kansas City. Here leaves John Klein. John Klein been able to create a couple of chances. But nothing too dangerous so far. So he takes a break, likely until halftime. As a whistle and an injured Sporting KC player is down, as holding his right ankle is Jacob Hall. .39th minute here in half number one. As Hall walks it off, stays in the game as he waves off head coach John Perry. Gilliard to take the free kick. And it's over the head of Arndt for Velez. At the prospect of going to nationals, Tomas Boltnar, the head coach of Des Moines, said obviously it's very, very exciting, but really a dream for most of these guys to be the first team in club history to reach that pinnacle. There's a hard challenge there from Rafanon of Des Moines. But still, this head referee letting both of these teams be physical here. Again out for a throw for Des Moines. Whitman with space, feeds Cooper. What a poor first touch there from Cooper, not the direction he wanted to settle that ball, but still able to win a corner. Short corner played to Husic. And the tackle won there by Reese. Well played by Reese, the Olathe, Kansas. Very aggressive on the back line. Coach Perry talked about his back line here in this regional. He said they've made some silly mistakes, but they're so physically gifted and technically sound that they've been able to recover from some of the mistakes they've made, and only 3 goals allowed here in the regional. Des Moines continuing to keep it out of their defensive third. As this game has shifted in the favor of Des Moines a little bit. Starting to maintain possession a little bit more. Still trying to find their groove and get back to equal. Good opportunity here, just yards outside the penalty area. The service. And it's punched away by Brown. Corner kick awarded. Diaz to take it. Is this perhaps the chance where Cooper breaks free for Des Moines? Played in for Cooper. He lays it off. Husic thought about a rip. Duke is in defending. And halftime. After 40 minutes of play, it's Sporting Kansas City 1. And Des Moines Menace Red 0. On a 15th minute goal from Jackson Wood. We'll return in a moment with first half highlights. Again, we'd like to thank our sponsors, Capri Sun, Kohl's, Liberty Mutual, Mango, Nestle, Nike, Olive Garden, NSCAA, Sports Authority, Wilson. We'll return in a moment here from the U15 Boys Region 2 Championship on USYouthSoccer.com with first half highlights. . . 。 . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . 40 minutes complete. KC leads Des Moines Menace Red by the score of 1-0 with 40 minutes to play to decide it. We'd like to take this time before second half kickoff to thank our sponsors here at Sports Group: Capri Sun, Kohl's, Liberty Mutual Insurance, Mango, Nestle, Nike, Olive Garden, NSCAA, Sports Authority, and Wilson. Today's broadcast here on the Youth Soccer website would not be possible without our sponsors. Sporting KC dominated play in half number one. Des Moines Menace looking to regroup at intermission as they send their 11 men back onto the field. They'll attack left to right in red, as Sporting KC and the Powder Blues going right to left here in half number two. 40 side a champion to move on to the national round to be played in Tulsa, Oklahoma on July 20th. It's the Region 2 Championship. Connor Onion on hand alongside producer Ryan Kozlowski. Both teams 4-0-0 coming into today's final. High-powered attacks for both squads. Sporting KC, 15 goals to date here in this region. In only 5 games, 16 for Des Moines. But none so far for Des Moines. Here's an early chance for Hoyt, but he's stymied there by Visconti. Visconti switches the field to Duke. The two forwards up top for Des Moines. Haven't had much going for them forward so far. Cooper with some fireworks yesterday, a goal early in the second half. Would love to equalize with a similar performance here today for Des Moines. And Whitman throws an elbow in the direction of Kikia. And a free kick for Sporting KC. A 15th minute goal by Jackson Wood has Sporting KC out to the 1-0 lead. Two very proud programs going at it here. Des Moines has won 3 straight state cups in the state of Iowa, but looking for their first berth into the Nationals. As for Sporting Kansas City, they won the regional last year, played at Beaver Creek, Ohio, and would love to return to the Nationals. This year played in Tulsa, Oklahoma. But Cooper and Des Moines have other thoughts. Visconti, the very aggressive right midfielder, wins it for Sporting Kansas City. Headed out of the air by Meza as Kikia in the area. The Sporting Kansas City team, all sorts of showcases throughout the year. Probably one of their greatest accomplishments this year was winning the Disney. Here's Kikia. Kikia chips the keeper and nearly misses on the back post. But winning that Disney showcase, Kikia, the guy who nearly put Kansas City ahead there by 2 goals, had a hat trick in the championship to give Sporting KC that Disney title. Played at the ESPN complexes down in Disneyland. Here's Kikia, he's in on net, and a nice save, and the follow by Visconti as Velez stuffs Kikia as he tried to go far post. Velez may have just saved the game there for Des Moines to avoid going down 2-0. Velez challenged on several occasions in the second half of yesterday's game. But ultimately it led to the third shutout for Velez in 4 matches here in this regional. As Hoyt flicks it out of play. Out for a throw for Sporting Kansas City. Cooper heads it on, but nobody there for Des Moines. These two teams have never seen each other. Never played a match against each other, but obviously both teams being here this weekend have gotten a glimpse of what each team has to offer, but have never been on the same pitch together. Sporting Kansas City has dominated here so far, both on the score sheet and as far as possession is concerned. As 1-0 the score as we play here in the second half. 40-minute halves here at the U15 level. Rugova playing through the midfield. It's McGuire getting the start in the second half for Sporting Kansas City. Here's Duke, the U.S. men's national team invitee. Duke not the most imposing presence back there. Not the tallest, the fastest, or the strongest, but great foot skills. And really fearless in going in for challenges. Here's Kikia, the great burst of speed. And a goal kick awarded to Des Moines. Well done at left back for Garcia. Garcia did not get the start today, a late substitution in the first half. Has a very good left foot over there at left back. Likes to play off one touch most times, clearing the ball quickly off that back line. McGuire wins the challenge in the midfield for Sporting Kansas City. Great flick on there, it's Klein. Klein frustrated in the first half, had a couple of half chances, but wasn't able to convert and was substituted late in the half. Cooper, that is lovely. Diaz. Not the angle he was looking for. He had a man running back post, but struck it right to the goalkeeper, Brown. McGuire. Through ball for Kikia. Dangerous spot here in the attacking third. He has men running with him. McGuire plays it on for Klein. Klein probably could have had a rip there, but instead looked to play the through ball. A little bit too cute there from Sporting Kansas City. Just off to the right, you can hear head coach John Perry talking about just that with his substitutes on the bench. Take that chance when you get it, he says. There's Wood, and a hard challenge by Hoyt as one. Perhaps not all ball, but again, not a tight whistle at all from our head referee today. Substitutes in for Des Moines, Roberto Yankee and Jordi Triana Vasquez. As greeted on the sideline as Trevor Johnson. And also Diaz out for Des Moines. Yankees solid on that left side Des Moines team. Triana Vasquez isn't going to force things when he's in there as he gets a touch here. Here's Hoyt. Well won by Knox. Cooper's in the area for Des Moines, but a whistle and offsides as the flag is up from the assistant referee. Kikia playing the way he faces. '50th minute here again. The finish line is at 80 here at this U15 level. Really interesting with obviously the World Cup for the men last year, for the women this summer. A comparison made by John Perry to his club. This regional, sort of like their World Cup qualifier, the World Cup being the national round. That's the analogy he's making. So basically coming into this one, they're saying one more win and they're in. And they expect to be there as Triana Vasquez can't get there for a goal kick. Triana Vasquez relentless on that right wing. Saved a goal yesterday with a great challenge in the box. It was late in the game when Indiana was pressing forward and we're looking to erase a 2-0 deficit. As a hard challenge as Cooper goes sprawling to the ground. And we may have a booking here. Is indeed out. As John Klein guilty of the hard challenge from behind. So the frustrating day continuing for Klein. Right idea, hard challenge on a very dangerous forward in Julius Cooper. Well, now it leads to a good opportunity just outside the 18 for Des Moines. And to take it is Husic. Husic, a great compliment on the back line to the more aggressive Alex Mesa. As Mesa whispers in his ear there, talking about this set piece, a 4-man wall for Sporting Kansas City. Could this be the breakthrough moment for Des Moines? Husic. Easy save for Brown. Won by Enamorado. Through ball for Cooper. And stuffed there by Gilliard. Corner awarded to Des Moines. Gilliard again, the more aggressive center back, a 2-time Region 2 champion, looking for number 3 here today. One of those came with the U12s last summer for Sporting Kansas City. Back in 2011, he was part of Kansas City select team that won a Region 2 title. Teams, 2 different regional titles, looking for number 3 overall, and number 2 with Sporting KC is Dontel Gilliard. Again, right at the keeper as Brown makes the save on the corner. Brown really hasn't been tested very much. Meanwhile, Jacob Velez has had to make a couple of great saves for Des Moines to keep his team in the game. Meza carrying it toward the midfield. Hoyt with a good combination with Yankee. But Gilliard's blazing speed, able to cut him off. Visconti. Rugova. Now Klein. Now Rugova fouled just inside the box and a penalty awarded. Visibly upset is Tomas Boltnar, the head coach for Des Moines, as this could be the turning point in the game right here. Who will step up to take it for Sporting KC? Now ruled outside the box. Initially, the head referee pointed to the penalty spot, but now just on the fringe of the 18. So no penalty assessed. So Tomas Boltnar, the head coach for Des Moines, still upset, but not as upset, as no penalty assessed. A free kick just outside the box. Knox to take it. The strike just wide of the post. So it could have been a turning play there. Could have almost all but clinched it the way that Sporting Kansas City has been playing. They're able to convert there, but Des Moines still within striking distance. Yesterday, a penalty in the 65th minute for Tavera was saved, while Des Moines led 2-0. Could ice the game away then. That almost was the turning point, as Indiana several chances trailing 2-0. As here's Klein. Hard challenge in there from Husic. And a Morado. The possibility for some of these Sporting Kansas City players to sign professional contracts as homegrown players, very intriguing, as it's already happened a couple of times since that rule came into effect in Major League Soccer back in 2006. Most notably, most recently, for the Sporting Kansas City Academy, Eric Palmer Brown, one of the youngest players in Major League Soccer, playing for the first team for the Sporting team. Eric Palmer Brown, one of Major League Soccer right now, born in the year 1997. So one of the two youngest players in the league right now. Here's Hoyt in front for a through ball, but poked away by Reese. That closing speed of those center backs for Sporting KC has been on display several times here today. Triana Vasquez. And a hard challenge won by Wood. Wood has been that plug back there at left back and at right back earlier on in the first half, scoring the lone tally in this match in the 15th minute. That lead is held 1-0 Sporting KC. Almost halfway through half number 2. Visconti. Kikia. A flick on, but nobody home. Now Hoyt with great speed. He's really been neutralized, though, by the great speed of the back line of Sporting Kansas City today. Yankee can't get anything on it. Inez checking in for Sporting Kansas City. Haven't seen Inez since the first half. As Enamorado for Des Moines. Back in is Christian Tavera. As Inez comes in for Sporting Kansas City, McGuire takes a seat. Tavera, a guy that's very, very aggressive and comes off the bench as Des Moines needs a spark. The guy that is very dangerous from distance. Here's Cooper. Cooper, the through ball to Triana Vasquez. Vasquez, the cross. And Cooper can't finish. All alone in front of the net. And the Cooper volley goes high. Multiple oohs and ahs throughout the park here after that missed opportunity from Cooper. He squirted free for his best look of the day, but couldn't finish and equalize. Klein plays Visconti with men in the box. Visconti with the rip and off the post. Visconti just missed there with a nice left-footed strike. But the score remains 1-0. So both teams with great opportunities here in the last or so. After Cooper couldn't finish the wide-open volley on the back post, Visconti with a nice run. Can't put it home. Fernandez and Montalvo to return for Des Moines. Very encouraging, though, for Des Moines that they were able to break Cooper free, get him an opportunity in front of the net. Garcia out, Montalvo in. And as looking for Kikia. Here's Duke. Kikia. And taken down in the box. The ref swallows the whistle. Klein down the line. But Rugova can't trace it down. So now Fernandez back in. Edzo Fernandez does have a goal here in this regional. Scored against Omaha FC in the first pool play game. So with both him and Tavera back in, perhaps an opportunity to equalize here for Des Moines. Mentioned that Sporting Kansas City has played in several showcases this year. Tomas Boltnar, Des Moines head coach, also stressed the importance of the showcases that Des Moines has played in. Played in one back in April in St. Louis against McMahon Ford of St. Louis, a team that nearly found itself in the semifinals. They lost a 1-0 decision. A game that was broken up by a rain delay. Did McMahon Ford of St. Louis. They lost a 1-0 decision to Indiana, the team that Des Moines defeated yesterday. Kyle Ziegler, a Kansas City, Missouri native. On now for Sporting Kansas City. Jackson Wood takes a seat. Jackson Wood's 15th minute goal, a low strike that found the back of the net. The difference so far. Still 1-0 in favor of Sporting Kansas City. Here's Inez. Now Rugova. Rugova in front of the net, and a goal scored by Kikia. Rugova to Kikia, and it's 2-0 Sporting Kansas City. Last year's Golden Boot winner of this Region 2 moves Sporting Kansas City just a little bit closer as they lead 2-0. It comes in the 65th minute. And a much-needed insurance goal. Kikia made the switch to Sporting Kansas City just a few years ago after spending some time in St. Louis with Scott Gallagher and McMahon Ford. McMahon Ford, a team I just mentioned that's in this that was in this regional. Kikia spent some time with them, but Sporting Kansas City happy to see him in powder blue and scoring a huge goal for them to move them closer to a national berth. Here's a rip and a goal scored by Diaz. Rather, it's Fernandez on the strike. Just substituted into the game, Fernandez. Mentioned he scored a goal in the first pool play game. Brings it back to 2-1. So Des Moines still alive. So just when it looked like Sporting Kansas City was going to be able to ice this one away, now Des Moines looking to do what Ohio did yesterday and come back from a 2-0 second half deficit against the Sporting Kansas City team. Fernandez was the man who missed the penalty yesterday when Des Moines was up 2-0. Could have iced that one away for Des Moines, but he gets redemption here today. Now 2-1, and Des Moines has life. Cooper plays Yankee. Now Cooper down the line, but Gilliard just too fast. About 12 minutes for Des Moines to equalize. And the head referee whistles the foul against Kyle Reese. Reese, the former KC United and Blue Valley Sporting center back, commits the foul and a set piece here on the angle for Des Moines. So really beginning to press forward as this Des Moines team and to take The set piece is Tavera. A two-man wall for Sporting Kansas City. As directing things in net is Alex Brown. Everybody on the back post as now Tavera steps away. And Jaworski to take the set piece. The Grinnell, Iowa native. A whistle as the head referee had not signaled the ready for play whistle. So we reset. Jaworski's service. A back post to Meza. And Brown on the save off the bounce. Meza with a head on it, but not enough strength to power it home. Sliding challenge from Yankee. Duke, the fullback, moving forward. The flag is up as Cooper is in for the hard challenge. And Reese got to Yancey there as a similar spot as we saw earlier in this half that Des Moines was not able to convert on. They have another set piece in dangerous territory. This time Tavera lining up to take it. Straight on about 30 yards out. Fernandez with a 68th minute goal to keep Des Moines' hopes alive here in this regional final. Tavera, well high into the parking lot. About 10 minutes away from the finish line to crown a Region 2 champion. Who wants to go to Tulsa? One by Duke in the midfield. Kikia running onto it. Can't get there. Tavera up top. Here's Cooper. Cooper can't equalize. Off the crossbar. Another great look for Cooper. And he's devastated just inside the 6. Earlier on, he missed a volley with nobody on him on the back post. And as good as a look as they're going to get for a player of his caliber. And he can't put it home. So Cooper with 2 missed opportunities, and the score remains 2-1 in favor of Sporting KC. Here's Inez. A through ball to Kikia. He's in on net. Recovering is the back line of Des Moines. Now Inez. Over the byline as a nice sliding challenge there from Whitman. Des Moines has to play with some pace here. The clock not in their favor. They've had plenty of these. The net one here today that have gone awry. Here's Rugova. Klein to the corner. Cooper, this team's emotional leader, would love for some redemption. So you can see a very technically sound player there. Kikia wins it in the midfield. Now with space, this is where he's dangerous. And he's tripped up by Whitman. A good battle going on over there between Whitman and Kikia all afternoon. Kikia has had the last laugh so far as he netted one in the 65th minute. That's the difference so far. Jackson Wood in the 15th minute for Sporting KC. Abdu Kikia on the 65th. Accounting for the 2 goals for Sporting. As for Des Moines, the goal from Fernandez in the 68th has given them a glimmer of hope. Cooper over being rehydrated right now. As Adnar into the game up top, rather Arndt into the game up top for Sporting Kansas City. Arndt played on the varsity team as a freshman at Northwest High School in the Kansas City region. Would love for an opportunity to net one to seal things for Sporting KC. It appeared as if they had done so in the 65th, but a Fernandez goal was Des Moines' way of saying not so fast. Who wants it out of the air? It's Cooper. Hunting it back for Tavera. Can they break free here? Gilliard has other plans on the back line for Sporting Kansas City. Sticking to their 4-4-2 formation is Sporting KC, leading by 1 with about 4 minutes to play. A hard challenge won there by Fernandez. Now Cooper with 4 blue jerseys around him. And 1 by Visconti. The captain Inez to the corner. Kikia. The shoulder toward Whitman. And out for a throw to Sporting KC. That back line for Sporting Kansas City continuing to defend as a unit. The only goal coming today on an Edsel Fernandez strike from outside the 18 in the 68th minute. About 2 minutes to play. Des Moines looking to counter. Tavera playing through the midfield. And 1 there on a nice tackle by Ziegler. Ziegler, the late substitution for Sporting Kansas City. Winning a big challenge here. And now Arndt. Up top for Sporting. Plays Inez to the corner. Inez on the cross, but nobody crashing the net for Sporting Kansas City as they're content to defend here. All 11 behind the ball. Not much time for Des Moines to be messing around in the back. There's Tavera on a hard challenge and won by Kikia. Duke with great pace. Kikia, can he seal it? Here's Klein with an angle. Klein tripped up in the box. And this time, the head referee points to the penalty spot. And a red card for Meza. Rather for Montalvo. So he sent. As this really could be the exclamation point for Sporting Kansas City as Roman Knox steps to the penalty spot. The chance to send Sporting Kansas City to nationals. Knox. And surely they're through now. Sporting Kansas City takes the 3-1 lead and are in full control here in the regional championship. Only moments away, and Roman Knox with the 76th minute penalty makes it 3-1 Sporting Kansas City. In the top 150 in the class of 2018, Roman Knox, one of the most talented players at his age level, finishes the penalty past Vilez, and all that's left to do now is defend for Sporting Kansas City. Fernandez. Visconti. Visconti with some space and some pace. Visconti on a nice run here. Mesa defending. Looking to limit the cross, and he does as he wins a goal kick. Des Moines needs a late flurry here, down 2 goals. The late penalty and the send-off for Montalvo has Des Moines playing with 10 men. Inez slices inside. And the box is cleared. As Arndt wins the challenge, it's out for a corner. Cooper with 2 missed opportunities. And really the difference now that really hurt for Des Moines is they're chasing 2 goals. If he would have finished 1, if not 2, it would have completely changed the complexion of this game. Instead, it's full time, and your 2015 Region 2 champions are Sporting Kansas City as they're going back to nationals in Tulsa, Oklahoma. The final, Sporting Kansas City 3, The Des Moines Menace Red won. And Sporting Kansas City goes 5-0 on the weekend to capture the Region 2 championship. Your goal scorers for Sporting Kansas City, victorious 3-1. Roman Knox, the late penalty in the 76th minute. Abdu Kiki on the 65th, and Jackson Wood got the scoring started in the 15th minute. And the lone tally for Des Moines Menace was in the 68th minute for Edsel Fernandez. Again, we want to take a time to thank our sponsors, Capri Sun, Kohl's, Liberty Mutual Insurance, Mango, Nestle, Nike, Olive Garden, NSCAA, Sports Authority, and Wilson. Congratulations to Sporting Kansas City as they will play July 20th in Tulsa, Oklahoma. Region 2 champions, they move on to nationals by the score of 3-1 over the Des Moines Menace. A special thank you to our producer today, Ryan Kozlowski, and Chase Neidig, our executive producer. For Connor Onion, saying thanks for listening and watching. And talk to you next time here from Appleton, Wisconsin.